Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Guys, if today is your first time coming across my channel, I think you are missing something too. I'm making a lot of videos talking about interracial marriage and marriage between black women and Asian men. Like, it has been a lot of beautiful story. Like, I have a lot of interesting beautiful story that may interest you, so I recommend you go check it out in the after you watch this video. So in this video, we're going to be discussing this important topic that a lot of people are talking about Chinese men marrying African women. So according to many people, there are a lot of Chinese men recently who are getting married to African women, and according to many people, they say there are agenda behind this trend, that is not just ordinary trend, that it is agenda to take over Africa. But I want you guys to listen to this video and tell me what you think. Like, there's a video I want to play for you guys. I want you guys to listen to the video and tell me what you think in the comment section, and I'll come back to tell you my own personal opinion.
The Chinese are not just here to expand land issues. They are here to reorganize a population preservation of their own nation in other countries. They're overpopulated now, so they're pushing some of them here. Not only that, it's also a 30-year plan to take over certain parts of Africa. So the prisoners that are being sent here to come and work, they don't bring their wives. They come alone. So of the 400,000 Chinese that have come with the 3, 4, 5, 11 billion investment, that number could be much more. All of them are bachelors. The only few executives have brought their wives, but the rest are prisoners and bachelors who now are making children in Africa. And these children will be Chinese and African, but being African, these children are Chinese, who are going to be educated in our system, who will receive scholarships to go back to China and come back and become presidents and ministers in Africa, and by right they are citizens because we're born here. It's a strategy. In 30 years' time, you will call me back. I hope I'll still be able to talk, and you will recite this. When you have the first vice president, the first minister, the first president in one of the African countries being a crossbreed between Chinese and African.
I mean, are we seeing this happening?
Go to villages and you see those children running up and down. In Zimbabwe, we have them. In Uganda, you have them. In Kenya, you have them. It's insignificant now. Let's not talk much about it. There are women right now who are pregnant with Chinese kids. There are some who are breastfeeding Chinese kids. And it's going. It's going. We saw it in Ghana, the Rawlings, a colored guy. How did a colored man end up as a president of a country? There's nothing. We saw it in Botswana. How did Cesar Kama become the president when he's a colored? His mother is British, and his father was Tswana, and the father was a president. 2 generations later, he became the president himself. So it's nothing funny. This is exactly what is happening.
So guys, honestly, in my personal opinion, I feel like this has nothing to do with government of China sending prisoners to Africa to go take over Africa, because if we're looking at it in that angle, can we also talk about African men who has been marrying Chinese women for so long? Like, for so long they have been marrying Chinese women and having the real African mixed kid with them. When I say the real African kid, our children, I do not mean that the children from an African woman and Chinese man is not real African kid. However, we know that in African culture, the children belong to the father. So basically, those children born with Chinese men and African women are Chinese children. They have their place here in China, not in Africa. I don't think any country in Africa will allow those children to come and take over the president or ruling of Africa, because that is not the culture of Africa. The rich children who are supposed to take over, who will have the rights to take over that leadership of Africa that they are talking about, are the children gotten from African men with non-African women, African men with Chinese women, African men with white women. So I don't understand the reason why each time black women find love, find peace, and there will be like a lot of stories behind that. There will be like, African women be careful, black women be careful. But for ages, African men and black men has been going outside of their race, marrying non-Africans. Again, the reason why, personally, I feel like the reason why this is becoming a thing in China is that there are a lot of Chinese men who cannot afford to marry Chinese women because of high cost of bridal price in China. And if you look at it, you see that these men are going to East Africa, where bride price is not also that high. They are not heading to West Africa that has a lot of culture and bride price to pay before you marry them. So they are going to East Africa, where bride price is not a thing or is not big. A lot of these men are men that, like a lot of women in China, will not accept. China is a society where there's a lot of classism, and you have to look a certain way for you to attract some women. And women is scarce in China. There are higher population of men than women. So this is the reason why Chinese women are so very demanding when it comes to dating or getting married. Most of these men cannot even get girlfriend here in China, talk more of getting married. You see, most of them are old, most of them are not facially handsome. They will not get wife here in China. This is the reason why they are going to places, especially those East African, where a lot of women just want to get married. So this is the reason why I feel like this trend is becoming a thing. If you check, they are not going to all African countries. If we talk about African country that has a lot of large mineral resources to steal, that is West Africa. But they are not going to West Africa because women in West Africa are also as high as Chinese women when it comes to bride price, and also even in demanding. Because if you know, West African women tend to demand more in relationship than East African women. But guys, I want to know what you think in the comment section. This is not me saying that East African women are not expensive. But guys, I want to know what you think in the comment section. Tell me what you think about this trend.